Hello and welcome back to Quick Looks with the Casual Hour. My name is Bobby, and joining me today is Johnny for maybe my most anticipated Quick Look of the year. We're playing Horizon Forbidden West. How are you, Johnny?
Doing all right. This is a very good video game that we're about to show people.
It is a very good game indeed. This is the sequel to 2017's Horizon Zero Dawn. What else can you tell me about this game, Johnny?
This is another Guerrilla Games joint,
Okay.
formerly of Killzone fame. They are a Sony-owned studio, so it's published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, running on the Decima engine, which notably Death Stranding used.
Oh yeah. Is this the second game using that, or is the first game on that too?
It's the third game. So Decima is what Zero Dawn was on.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Kojima went to their studio and they showed him how to use their tech. And I think it worked out pretty well for Death Stranding, and it's working out pretty well for Horizon Forbidden West. And this just came out on the 18th.
Nice. I'm going to try and get us a mount here. And we're going to go over some of the new changes that you can expect from Horizon Forbidden West. Maybe what might feel familiar for those who've played the first game. And we'll maybe give some of our thoughts on what's happened here. We're gonna try and add in a little bit of structure to what we're doing here with this game, because it's a very big game, it's a very exciting game, and it's one that I've gotten lost in a very short period of time in a good way. And
Me too.
You know, so Johnny, let me while I'm getting this down here. So what we're doing is we're gonna go down and check out we're gonna attempt to do a side quest while we're hanging out here. I don't know much about it, but we're gonna see what's going on there. Walk me through what your thoughts are in the first game. Like, where does that sit for you?
That was one of my favorite games from the previous generation.
Okay.
It has one of the best sci-fi stories. Like, just not in a video game, but it's one of my favorite sci-fi stories, period.
Yeah.
I think Aloy is a really cool, interesting character. And the world that she lives in is also incredibly fascinating. You know, all these people being, I don't want to say reduced to, but, you know, you went from a modern society that went through some sort of apocalypse, and now everything is tribal again.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic, correct?
It's, yeah, post-apocalyptic. So it's, and spoilers for the first game, but you learn that Aloy was the clone of a doctor who was responsible for the Zero Dawn program, and has been birthed basically by this AI to try and save everyone.
Absolutely.
So a lot of weight on those shoulders, and that comes across in Ashley Burch's performance, I think.
She does a great job. This quest that we're on right now is called the Burning Blooms. We're here to help this Karja Huntress who is spotted roaming in the wilds. Somebody that you may or may not know from a previous encounter. So what I'm going to be doing really quick, let me just pull this up. That's my weapon wheel. I need to get more arrows out. And we'll talk about that after we're fighting. So I'm going to highlight this thing really quick. And we've got a lot of people shooting at us here.
Oh man, that kangaroo one.
That kangaroo is tough as shit. So we've got a lot of things happening. I'm using some elemental attacks to try and break down this armor right now. Which they've really put a bigger focus on using some of that in these encounters now. Like, it's always been about shooting the things off of it, and you've had elemental stuff in the past, but they've added quite a bit more to try and make this work for you in a way.
Yeah, and when you bring the focus up, it tells you exactly what they're weak to, which parts are breakable. You can highlight parts, which I don't remember being able to do in the first game.
No, that's new.
So if you are looking for something specific, you know, hey, I need to knock this off before I kill this robot.
Whoa. That hurt bad. That trap went off, I think.
I've walked into my own shock trap more times than I care to admit.
Alright, that guy's down. One more. Let me get him with some acid to try and get a reaction there. All right, that's working for him. Man, fighting at night's something.
Yeah.
All right, got him knocked down. I think that took care of it. Let me grab these items here, and then I'm going to highlight a bit more once we get through this part, that tagging that you were talking about, because I think that's a really important thing, and it's very helpful because it can get really muddy in combat, as you saw there. Like, I had 3 things at night.
And when you're upgrading equipment, it might take a specific piece off of a specific robot.
Yeah, for sure. You also can set up jobs now for that, so if you do need certain items, you can create, which I think I love.
I love that. Yeah, like it showed me exactly where some raccoons were on the map because I need it. I needed those to upgrade my quiver.
We're gonna hunt some raccoons. Let me see if I can get through this. Okay.
I can help you find. I know you, but I'd be glad to have your help. What was he doing out here? He lost someone close to him during the red.
She was from the first game.
Milu and I were on our way there now.
I'm pretty sure.
Because she kept saying, "Aloy, here's some ammo."
Yeah.
Will she be okay? Of course.
I don't remember though.
I don't think I remember her too much either. So before we get further into this quest, let me just break down a few things here in the menu that I think is important for you all to see. The same thing from the last one. You do have a pretty big wheel of weapons that you can use, and you can slot these out however you want to. That's what you're looking at there. So if I go back to my inventory, you can see the current location of it. They do a colored identifier for their gear, basically from common, uncommon, rare, legendary. Same thing for your outfits, and they've done that a little bit different now. So you can buy things from merchants. You'll find some outfits out in the wild. There's been a few that I've gotten there. I think this one looks pretty cool. I just got that one.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put that one on. So you can see over there, it'll show you what your armor is good against, and then what points you have. And you're going to notice this time around that underneath skills and weaves, there's things that are locked. Weaves are like runes that you can put into your gear to add a modifier to it. I don't have a workbench near me, but if I go over the map, you're going to see these workbenches on there, and this is where you're going to customize your gear. So for your weapons and your outfits and other resources, you're going to craft them there, and that's where you're going to add those upgrade points to it. When you buy things from vendors, it costs the currency, which is in the upper right corner there. It's those metal scraps, and then usually it's going to need to be some sort of resource, like an animal part, so like one of these here to upgrade with. So you can up your ammo, your crafting, and you can just do it on the fly like I'm doing right now. And I've got 3 different bows that I can use. I've got a Frost Hunter bow that I like quite a bit that also has acid on it. I really use this Slicing Hunter bow as my main bow. I've got a Knockdown Sharpshoot bow, which that's going to be more Sharp Shot bow. I'm sorry, that's more like let's call it a sniper. This is a new gun. I don't remember shredders from the first game, and so I think that shredders are a new type of weapon.
I haven't gotten one of those yet.
It's pretty neat. I'll show it to you in a second. And then the rope caster from the first one, I was using that in that last battle. I was trying to tether the animal or the bird down. These are trip casters, so these are going to be proximity trip points that you can have elements on. And I think we're good to go. I do have, I'll call this out really quick too. So you see in the bottom right corner now, there's a yellow bar and a purple bar. That top yellow one is going to be your weapon stamina. That bottom one is your valor. And so when you hold down L1, you can see that you can activate your super, which is your valor. And I have unlocked a few of these. And this,
you have active camo right now, right?
I do. I have active camo that I can turn on. I've been working on the infiltrator branch, and you can see the progression with the white lines here. But there's 6 skill trees where there was 4 in the first main game and then a 5th for the DLC. But when you come into it, they're pretty robust, man. And the way that these Valor points work, once you have all the items that go into it unlocked, you can then equip it. So I actually have, I have active camo, but I also have unlocked a toughened, which gives me like a extra potion or health boost. And then this one that I'm really excited about, which is an overshield. And I don't think I'm gonna have to do a lot of stealth stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and activate this one for the quick look, and I'll show that off. I also upgraded something that whenever we were, when I hit anything, it's giving me Valor points as well. Because you can see I'm not quite there yet to activate it.
The Battle of Burning Blooms. Amadis was part of the Karja army that pushed.
So this game is a looker, Johnny. I think it pushes the PlayStation 5 in ways that, like, I've been wanting to see. Like, it truly feels, like a more powerful game.
Yeah, and I know
Don't worry.
you didn't spend time with it, but up until this point, I think Demon's Souls was the best looking game I'd played on the PS5.
It was a good looking game. I'll give you that for sure. This one also it has 2 modes. We're playing this on the lower resolution, higher frame rate, and I think it still looks really good even at that.
Yeah, it does for sure. That I tried using the quality mode, and I need those frames, you know.
I mean, the quality mode looks very good, but it's one of those things where, like, I think especially, you know, for the last year or so, 2 years really, you and I have been playing on PC where frame rate's a little bit more. God, this game just looks so good. Let me just examine these really quick. If this is going to be a pretty long endeavor here, I might bounce off this.
Too many to tell if Amadis is with them. I better look around. My focus might show me more. Amadis was supposed to be alone.
So these are things that you would get from the first game, where you'd be having to, like, do the whole detective mode and figure shit out.
Like, you know, Batman or Witcher senses, similar to that.
I don't know if I can highlight it right now, but when you look, yeah, there we go. So when you look out in the wild, you can see that there's a lot of resources here. And those are the things that you'll use for health and upgrading. In the first game, if your bag was full, which you have a resource bag, in this one, the size of it can change, so, like, you can increase that. It would just be like, hey, you don't have any room for it. But now, you can just add stuff right back. Oh, I don't have enough of those, but if you're full on something, it automatically sends it to a stash that you can access at any, like, resting point or save state. You can also... So there's an unknown campfire here. I'm going to get us to that campfire really quick. I'm going to abandon this mission and come back to it. If you go to a campfire now, you're able to fast travel for no cost. And in the first game...
Yep. To any other campfire.
Yeah, to any other campfire that you've been to, you can travel at no cost. And in the first game, they had these fast travel packs that you could craft or buy. They're here too, so, like, I don't have to get to this campfire. I could have fast traveled and used one of those. But I'll activate this and save it. And then we'll fast travel into a city. Which city should we go to, Johnny?
Maybe we should go to, like, Chain Scrape or the one after that.
Okay.
Because we're in the main open world right now.
Let's head to Chain Scrape. This is... Oops. So Chain Scrape is where... This area that we're going to over here, this is the starting area of the game. And there's quite a bit to do there. But I wanted to show you some of the upgrade stuff. I wanted to show you just the vendors that we have there. Is there anything else that we need to show off that while I'm thinking, we got this little break here?
I think that's the most important stuff. The vendors,
and then
the workbench.
Traversing that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. The towns are way more alive this time around. There's a lot more people in them hanging out doing things. They feel very lived in. You have 2 vendors at every city. You've got an armor. You've got a weaponsmith. This is your stash.
And I like the hold square to restock all categories.
Yes.
That's anytime a game like this has an option like that, I really appreciate it. Rather than having to go through and just
Dump.
say, oh shit, what did I need? It just takes care of it for you.
So you can put everything in here. There doesn't seem to be a limit on it either, which is great. So it's just very handy there. When you go to a Stitcher, you can buy outfits. I've already bought both of these, and then you can buy back anything that you've sold. The game also does a really nice job. Something I appreciate when it comes to selling, because I'm a hoarder. I don't know about you. It categorizes things and lets you know also like, hey, these are for upgrading. I don't have any resources to sell because I've recently done that.
There's specific things like artifacts you find from the old world that you can sell. It's like yeah.
This is the upgrade bench. So from here, this is where you can come in and choose your weapons and add stuff to it. This was one of the first bows. No, I'm sorry. This was the one I'm currently using. I've upgraded it all the way. The perks, I can't go back to each one, but now I've got a plus 10% knockdown power, and I have an empty slot to put in one of those coils to change some of the things on that bow if I want to. For my armor, it'll also let you know what's available to upgrade. So I can upgrade this one here, and I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Boom.
And so now that's gone up a little bit. I've also been able to increase the medicine capacity, and that's something I should highlight here. Let me back out of that. So outside of looking different, each one of these is going to have a specific thing to it. So this Norris Sentinel, this gives you more concentration. That's going to be something that helps you when you slow time down with your bow. Also, this is going to help your stamina regen. This, though, is going to give you better low health and then also more medicine. So I think that if you were going to be in a more situation where you had to tank things a little bit, this might be the armor that you want to put on. The game really is about template matching the right weapons, elements, and gear for the animal you're up against. And it reminds me of Monster Hunter a little bit in that sense, that you want to make sure you got the right gear for the monster you're going after.
You can even eat.
Yeah.
Before you go out into the field and get some temporary buffs.
There is a chef. He's not Meowscular Chef, but
Free meal? Go on.
let's see here. We get a free meal. Why don't we grab a meat in the middle?
That looks like a Monster Hunter meal.
Okay. So we've got a meat in the middle, which we just did. And this is, this is what you can expect. There's a new game that they've added. So if you're familiar with big open world RPGs, one of the trends in the last, 10 years has been to add a mini game into your game. And there's a new one in here. We're not going to play it right now, but it's awesome. It's called Machine Strike, and it's a really cool turn-based tactical game that I've enjoyed quite a bit. You can find new pieces for that in the world. That's a really neat thing. But while we're here and I've got access to a fire pit, I'm going to get somewhere around the area and I'm going to show off some of these new traversal skills. I think I can do that up here.
And a high place to jump off of.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, I think that's the one, right? That should be good. We'll head over there. So we'll show off some of the new traversal stuff in the game, and then we'll wrap it up there. You can mount more than the last game when it comes to traversing and finding things.
Yes.
I don't know if it's in this area or not. I know for sure it's over here. Yeah, there's a signal tower there. Let me just go to that tower. This first area, Johnny, do you want to talk a little bit about like what's going on in this game while I'm heading over there and what you can expect story-wise, and maybe if you could share like what your opinion is on how to start this game off?
So it picks up shortly after the first game ends, and Aloy is looking for a backup of Gaia, which I think is kind of where it left off in the first game at the end of it. So she's been on this hunt, visiting all these old ruins, and she's very committed to doing this all on her own. She feels like this is her quest. She's the only one that can do this. And there's an opening mission. It takes about an hour and a half to get through, and then you get to this starting area. And after listening to some other people who had played the game, they said, you know, it feels like maybe the first area kind of drags a little bit. Which I can't say that I ever really felt, but I also didn't dally around too much. I was just eager to get out into the big part of the world. So I think I did 1 or 2 little side quests in this area before I went out into the Forbidden West. But then also I was a little underleveled, so it was a bit more challenging than it would have been if I had stuck around for a while and leveled up a little bit more. But I would say if you're playing this game and it feels like it's dragging and, you know, you're just having a hard time getting through what it's offering you when the game first starts, maybe just mainline the main story until you get to the bigger open world. But yeah, I
think that's good feedback for it. Like, play it how you want to play it. Don't feel like you have to get everything off the map. I mean, there's a shit ton of stuff here.
Yeah, I think this is like an onboarding area probably for people that didn't play the first game. You know, to familiarize yourself with, you know, how the questing works and all that stuff that it has to offer. Because in a lot of ways, it is very similar to how the first game played, with some added flourishes.
100%. So one of the things that... oh, go ahead. Finish that thought.
I think you're going to say the same thing about the cliffs.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and talk through. I'm going to start climbing and just talk to people about what's going on here.
So you can click your right stick to highlight climbable surfaces, or in the settings, there is a very handy thing that you can leave turned on under the visual menu, I think, that just automatically shows you where you can climb. And I like that a whole lot.
Yeah, I think it's a winner for sure.
Yeah. The first game came out a week before Breath of the Wild, and switching back and forth between those two, I would try and climb on everything, just like I did in Breath of the Wild, and it very much was not that kind of game. So I think that this is them kind of compromising a little bit and saying, okay, well, we'll make a lot more stuff that you can climb, and also there's a paraglider.
Yes, we're going to show that off here in a second. They've added in a few tools. So if you go to your inventory and you go over here to special gear, there is this thing called the igniter, which there's just going to be these... honestly, it looks like the fungus from The Last of Us that you'll see growing on things. And you'll ignite it and then it explodes, and there's usually like a hidden cache behind it. You also have the pull caster, which is really handy. It is a grappling hook. You'll use that a lot for your jumping puzzles, but also for some interactive puzzles in the world. I don't know if I can get to it from down here. Yeah, I'll try and show you that really quick, what the pull caster looks like. There we go. So you can pull yourself up, which will be great for us.
Yeah, and if you tap circle, it flings you a little bit further into the air.
Like that. And then you get to do this. God, I know it's not the first game to do it, but son of a bitch, they might have perfected it. It's so satisfying. And the sound that you get when you start to add wind to this thing is just so good.
There you go. Floated all the way to Chain Scrape.
So that's Horizon Forbidden West. There's a lot more to show. There's a lot more for you to explore. We could probably do a series of these quick looks of the game. We might do one for that Machine Strike game, though. That might be fun to show off as like its own little quick look. I know that we didn't do a lot with combat, but I think that there's a lot more to the game than just that.
I think
And
the point gets across.
but yeah, a lot of cool things here. I absolutely adore this game. It is a very story heavy game. So that's kind of hard to quick look also. Like, I don't want to spoil anything for you, and I want to immerse myself in it. Big map, a lot of things to check out. I think that you should check this game out. It's probably been...
If you
Go ahead.
own a PS5, you should buy this game.
Yeah, and apparently, let's talk about that really quick. If you own a PS5, you can buy this on PS4, and
then get a free upgrade.
Yeah, so it's a little bit cheaper if you go that route, which I forgot after I bought it.
I bought the deluxe version, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what I ran into also. But if you're not buying the deluxe version, which gets you some resources and a few outfits and a weapon at the start, you're going to be able to buy the PS4 version for your PS5. And the PS4 version is nothing to sneeze at either. It looks really good and it performs really well. So if you don't have a PS5 and you have a PS4, you should definitely play this game. And just
Absolutely.
If you like games like Horizon Forbidden West, and if you enjoyed what we're doing here, we would just ask you to do a few things. Like and subscribe to our channel. We cover quick looks 2 days a week here on YouTube, Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. And if you dig playing games with us, we do that Monday and Friday nights at 10:30 p.m. Central. And then Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m., Johnny and I and Chase get together and we record our podcast, The Casual Hour, every Wednesday, and then publish that every Friday. It's a great time. Lots of reasons to hang out with us here. Johnny, thank you so much for heading west this morning, and I'm happy that you're enjoying the game, and I can't wait to hear more about it from you. Everybody take care,
All right.
and we'll chat with you all soon.